much.
Actually, the iPad with this technology is interesting. You can actually use this for your daily quiet time. It's
Mm-hmm.
like so if you can do the reminders list, it becomes like a prayer list, and everything you can just ask God. You're not sure what I'm praying about, but it's all those sorts of things. I try to fit all into one page, so I can group things together. Then there's this eSword Bible, which is kind of interesting. You can have a whole biblical library now in your iPad. Let's see all the different versions, commentaries, and this is a nice Bible reading program. You can cover the entire Bible in 1 year. It just tells you what part to read. And okay, so now I'm up to Ezekiel in the Balanced Bible Study Reading Program, which covers the entire Bible in a year. And another little software that's nice is these Writer verses. It gives you verses to memorize.
How was your life when you were living with your parents?
Well, that's a long time ago now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, my parents were separated
Mm-hmm.
at an early age, so I wasn't really living with them. I had very little memories of them together. It was a very sad childhood. It was just me and my sister and my mother, and my mother found it very difficult to raise us, and she was very always losing her temper. She was always losing her temper. It was very difficult. My sister ran away from home, from home, and at one point I also did. I also ran away, but I came back, and my grandfather gave me the opportunity to go to boarding school in the United Kingdom to continue my studies, and that gave me a chance to get away from my mother.
I can't even. Oh, this is my sister, and this is me, George Marcelo. Let me see what they say to me. For one so young, like Georgie. Oh no, I was called Georgie. That's my nickname. Fortunately, no one calls me that nowadays. And I think that's me writing my name. Yeah, interesting. For one so young like Georgie, it's surprising how much he pays attention to the teacher. Oh dear. He is bright, courteous, and thoughtful, and is always ready to help out his classmates. Wow. I don't know if I'm still like that. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. It's my sister. You know, it's interesting. The descriptions of people seem, as when they're a child, very similar to what they are. Susie is my sister. Susie is the baby of the nursery. She has a sweet and charming way. She loves to raise her voice in a song. She's very young, and she's the artistic side to me, and I'm the sort of like the helpful. So people don't really change that much when they're kids.
How did it affect you in your childhood?
Well, I was a very shy person, and I found it very difficult to make friends. I was always by myself. I was a loner, and extremely so. And really retreated into my studies in order to have some escape. And I became an atheist at a very early age. I didn't believe in God, and then I guess I retreated. I guess I was angry at God, for maybe for the experiences I had in childhood, and yeah. So I was always by myself, and it was very much later on that I began to develop social skills and other basically survival skills in life.
Just check it. There's nothing to it. Ah, I used to be a member of the Socialist Party, and these are my comrades. Which is, I see that was before selfies were invented, and so these are my friends. This is the head of the Socialist Party Bristol branch. He's a philosopher, professor, and this is his girlfriend, who's also a party member. Yeah. Yeah, it was just it's the Socialist Party. It's like a church. Socialist Party. We were having badges, selling leaflets, giving leaflets. It's like a religion. These are also another a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend who are both comrades together. Yeah, ain't that romantic? And we were selling, in order to promote the party, we were selling secondhand items in some garage sale. And this is my friend, also single, who lives in Swansea. Yeah, here's the magazine of the Socialist Standard. This is when I was an atheist, right? In my atheist days. I was actually an active member of the Socialist Party. I was actually a party speaker. Yeah, Socialist Party, taking pictures. And bric-a-brac. And this is a picture of me here when I was in Indonesia. I started work already, and Indonesians, they love having their pictures taken. And I was much thinner then. And this is look, a little tie, the tie and short sleeve shirt. That's what people used to wear in those days. And I think I was learning how to program an ATM. ATMs were just coming out then. Those cash machines. They were a big hit. They were a big hit back in the 90s. We were all speculating whether they'd be any good. It turned out to be selling like hotcakes 10 years later. And now it's all over the place. Oh yeah, I was taking pictures of people. They ride motorcycles. This is a tricycle in Indonesia. Oh, computer. They spelled computer wrong there in Indonesia. And this is the ATM that I was programming. It's called the Olivetti ATM. Now if you wonder why there are no Olivetti ATMs anywhere, it's because it was a total flop. But we were trying to sell it to Megalink here, and it didn't do it. And this is me. Believe me, I am the teacher here. He is my student, and I'm the teacher. Would you believe that? He looks like a teacher. He looks like a more like a teacher. I was teaching him how to program in Oracle. That's one of my sidelines. And behind over there is something called an AT&T mini computer, a Unix system. They stopped making those because they were just so good. Any good products they stopped making. That's a general rule, because they never break down. There's still some of these still working today. This is an Olivetti PC when PCs were still high tech. And this is a picture of before I met my mother. Before I met your mother, I had some girls who was groupies there, friends. Actually, I do believe I had met your mother by then, but we were still sort of like we're dating. We were not yet married, in case, right? Nowadays, general rule, if you're and I told it to mommy that if you're married, you're not supposed to be alone with any woman anymore, other than what's the rule that adopted by the Reformation? If you're a married man, you may not be alone with a woman anymore unless she is your wife, your daughter, your sister, or your mother, or she could be your first cousin, but she'd have to be really, really ugly. As a baby, I think that's me, because that's 62. Yes, I was born in April, so this is me a few months old. Okay. And this is more of me. Oh, this is an interesting one of me. You see this bandage over here? See, I was born with 11 fingers. Here, my scar from the 11th finger.
Can you point it?
Here, that's the scar, and this is the bandage. I never believed I was born with 11 fingers until I was shown this picture by my mom. And I met somebody else who was also born with 11 fingers, and I was in school in Ateneo. And then I believed it. I thought this is some kind of sick joke. I was born with 11 fingers. And I thought to myself, if I only had kept that 11th finger, I would have been able to scratch my back okay. But, it's very handy. But then, of course, I remember that, there are some anecdotal reports that the Nephilim had 11 fingers. The fallen angels intermarried with humans, and their offspring, the Nephilim. And there's not confirmed, right? There's not confirmed in the Bible, but that the Nephilim could have 11 fingers, which is why the Indians, American Indians, they always say how, and they raise up their hand, and that's so that they could count the fingers. I think that's to say. So the Nephilim had 11 fingers, and I have 11 fingers. I thought to myself, could I be a Nephilim? Of course not. I'm not a Nephilim, because the thing. Do you think I'm a Nephilim? Because if I'm a Nephilim, that would make you a Nephilim too. I think the Nephilim were all wiped out in the flood, and but you never know. There could be some of these genetic things that are floating around in the gene pool, or this could be a random mutation. Dulang Sibol. This Dulang Sibol is a play from Ateneo, and I don't know why I'm here. Maybe I did something that I can't remember. I don't remember anything about this. So I don't know why I have a Dulang Sibol. This is Ateneo play. The Ateneo has a lot of good theater, very excellent theater. I'm trying to find other stuff that might be of interest. Let's have some torn picture. Oh, there. You see, anything that's torn is me and my dad. My mom was so mad at my dad when they separated that everything, all the photographs of my dad was torn out.
So that's my dad's forehead over there. And that's me. And that's my dad dressed as Santa Claus, which is why I suppose I'm supposed to dress as Santa Claus. I hate it. I have very unpleasant memories about Santa Claus. Look at my sister is scared of Santa Claus, and me, I'm looking at my sister being scared of Santa Claus. It's the story of my life, really. Looking at my sister being scared. No, that's my. Oh, look at that! You can about see about 3/4 of my dad's head. There, that's my dad's head, and that's me. And there, and that's me and my sister with my mom. Now, my mom had already we were separated from my dad, and that's why we're both looking always looking sad. And this is some waterfall and things like that. And yeah, this is shortly before my sister ran away from home. Okay.
You have a picture of the house where you used to live before?
House? Oh man. You mean the picture of the house?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that? My mom sort of sent me these. I think she probably just thought it'd be interesting. This is the picture of the house inside. More of a scale drawing of things like that. There was like a Mayon volcano roof. I was a rich kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Mayon volcano roof, and this is a sunken sala. And I remember that it was such a thing to clean, because a lot of dust would fall from. This is not really open, but it was such. Imagine the roof was so high. You needed some engineers to clean the roof, and it's all around here, adobe wall and things like that. Okay, and some of these are my mom. The days. The millionaire days of my parents. They're riding their boat. Ooh, what fun! Nice. How wonderful to be rich and how wonderful to live the rich life. Having your own boat, hopping from island to island. Wow, man, where did they get the money for this? Oh, there you go. It's a picture of me. There's the boat. My mom riding on the boat like a model, and that's my dad and me. Oh, look at that! One of the rare occasions of me and my dad actually together playing. We were building a sandcastle. Right there. So you can tell you're probably wondering what's the big deal about the boats, because one of the companies of the Marcelo Group was Marcelo Fiberglass, and the boat fiberglass hull was made by that company. That's why they had boats. So they probably got it a little cheaper because the fiberglass was made there. So this is me, first Holy Communion. Oh, this is a very interesting photograph. This is me in St. Edmund's College, the boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
And I am this guy over here,
Okay.
smiling very extremely cynically. I was bullied a lot by these. Who were the ones? Who's the idiots who's been bullying me? I probably shouldn't do it in case this guy's still alive and
Yeah,
sees this video. But I've forgiven him. I've forgiven that asshole. Oh, my art. You want to see my art?
Yeah, sure.
This is when I was in a therapeutic community, or Lunabien. This is the room in the psychiatric hospital. After I committed suicide.
Mm.
This is when this art was created after I had tried to kill myself, and I was in a therapeutic center. They put me in a psychiatric hospital for a few months while they were waiting for a psychotherapeutic center for me. So I was sitting on the chair by the window watching TV. That's me. I'm using colored pencil. Abstract, charcoal.
Mm.
This is made in 1984. And this is my signature. Oh, another abstract pencil drawing. Impatience. Interesting that art gets produced when you're in trauma, psychological trauma. It gives you a vision of the mind. Fabric of vacuum. Makes you wonder. Fantasy. In charcoal. And then I went into a eloquent emotion. Very confused state. Monitoring things. This is a pre-drawing for a charcoal that I would do later. This is the Tate Gallery in London. I was in the garden outside the Tate Gallery. This is the gallery. Here's a flag Tate and some branches. And I was practicing on perspective using charcoal. Also made in 1982. This was after I was discharged from the therapeutic center and I was living on my own as a medical student. And so my spare time, I learned about art when I had a lot of spare time in the therapeutic center. Mount Fuji, taken from a photograph of Mount Fuji, although the foreground is imaginary. This thing was done by charcoaling over and using an eraser to create the white. And by the way, these are preserved using preservative. That's why it's still here. This is charcoal. Imagine it's from 1984, and it's already 2017. This is over 30 years old. Oh, landscape from a park view in the park, probably. 1982. Another landscape. Fantasy though. Trying to get perspective. Mountains in the background. Yeah, I used to be quite good. Again, another imaginary entering into a tunnel. This is my bed in the therapeutic center. You know, I was there for a few months. Tree. It's a lone division of a tree. Oh, at the time, this is when I was in my 20s. I had this intense. I had this like girlfriend I was having a correspondence relationship with, who broke off with me in a letter. And unfortunately, I don't have any of her letters because at that time I was so upset that I tore it all, even her photographs, because I was very much in love with this woman. And so her name was Anna, and so G loves A.
Aww.
On a tree. This is after we had broken off already for about over 5 years, and we never saw each other again. I discovered her on Facebook, but she doesn't want. But since I'm married now, we don't really communicate. But that's terrible, isn't it? Unrequited love. It's such a. Just remembering it fills me with pain. I really, it really leaks up a lot of old emotions. Looking at the past like that, because I remember how life used to be when I was young and still a child. Everything was, like a big happy family. It's nice being rich, and having lots of, being able to. Travel, go up on airplanes, travel on boats, and then falling. And I was 14 when I fell in love with this the girl next door type thing. It was such a cliche. No, cliche. I'm talking about. Yeah, such a cliche. Really. And it's sad remembering those days, because those days were very early times in childhood where there were some happy memories, but they turned very very bitter, and also for my first that first girlfriend, which is like a correspondence relationship, that I never got over that relationship for over 10 years, right? For over 10 years, and I'm up in my late 20s, and even looking at it now, I tend to forget about it, but later on I think, oh wow. That's what first love is like. You probably understand this. It's like it goes in, and in the end, you just have to move on from it, and you can't. But it will never really quite goes away. The pain, and with looking to the future, it's always good. It's a thing. Anyway, it's such a silly thing, even remembering things, because we're probably also old now. I mean, she's 54 now. I'm sure she's, I hope she doesn't see this. I just didn't like to show her photograph on Facebook, and so I'm sure she's about as unattractive as me. We're not young anymore.